Ms. Bond, I have a question for you. You said that you were the former mayor of Knightdale. What qualifications does that position give you or prepare you for running for this seat?
Okay, well, it's really a combination of experience, because you want a freshman legislator to go down to the General Assembly and be able to hit the ground running and be able to be effective for the people that they serve. So really, in my case, it's a combination of that state government lobbying experience plus being a local elected official. As a local elected official, you deal with budgets, and you deal with taxpayers directly. So it's very important that you budget responsibly and still meet needs of the community. So I have extensive experience. I served on the finance committee in the town of Knightdale all 9 years that I was on the council. So on the budgeting side, I definitely have the experience. The lobbying side is important because I started lobbying in 1985 in Washington, D.C., and I started lobbying in North Carolina in 1992. And as I mentioned, it was for working families and for distressed communities. So I know the appropriations process, and I know the process at the legislature. I know that you have to be at committee meetings. You don't just vote on the floor. You have to be at those committee meetings, you have to collaborate, you have to listen to other people, you have to work with other legislators on both sides of the aisle, and you have to introduce legislation that affects the people that you represent. So I already know how to do all that, so I can hit the ground running on the first day. I can walk in with legislation already written for the people of this district and effectively get it passed. And I'm just actually going to say a few more words about that. There is actually a legislative effectiveness study that's done by the North Carolina Center for Public Policy, and it ranks legislators. And what it does is it looks at the most effective legislators in the General Assembly. It looks at their work in committees, their ability to guide bills through committees, their ability on floor debate, their knowledge and expertise in different fields, their enthusiasm, the political power they acquire because of their personal skills and background, and then most of all, their ability to sway the opinions of other legislators. It takes all of those factors and combines them, and then it comes up with a ranking. And our appointed representative ranked 85th among 119 members that were ranked. One member was not ranked because she had not been in the position very long. So after a year, that's 85 among 119, so that's the bottom 30%. So the distinction for me is that because of my experience and my ability, I am able to hit the ground running on the first day. I will not be ranked in the bottom 30%. Because I already know how the process works. And I was selected in 1997 as a Henry Toll Fellow, which is an emerging state leader. It was a national competition. I was nominated for that by Chief Justice Mitchell and Secretary of State Elaine Marshall. So I already have those skills so that I will not rank low in that ranking. And the second part of that is just in terms of bills that actually apply to the district. The appointed opponent in this race introduced 10 or 11 bills where he was the primary sponsor, but some of these bills don't have anything to do with the issues that people face in this district. So, for example, there are 4 bills that have to do with fisheries management. And the last time I checked, Wake County is not on the coast. So typically what happens is, if there's a coastal issue, you defer to a coastal legislator, and they introduce the bills for their area. I'm originally from New Hanover County. That is a coastal county. You'd let a legislator from New Hanover County introduce a bill for the coast. And if it's something I feel passionately about, then I'd want to sign on and certainly help them. But that is not a primary issue for Wake County. So there were 4 bills: enforcement by marine inspectors, the taking of menhaden, which are little fish that are used for bait and fertilizer, for reduction, protection of oyster sanctuaries, and improving the fisheries management plan. None of these bills went anywhere because they were being introduced by someone from Wake County, not from a coastal county. So that's one of those measures of effectiveness, is introducing bills that pertain to your constituency and then being able to get them through. And there's a couple of other bills on here, overgrown vegetation,